So the trip from the start's been pretty horrendous actually. Didn't film a lot, and there were a number of reasons for that. Day one was leaving Delaware, pretty much on the interstate the entire time, running through Boston, through New York, wall-to-wall traffic. Really not much to see there. Day two was fairly eventful. Day two, just outside of Providence, Rhode Island, the driver's side wheel of this trailer here decided to come off and pass me going down the highway at about 70 miles an hour. So there was, and this was in the middle of pouring down rain. This was in the middle of a 3-lane highway packed with cars. What had happened, and I can go into it in more detail a little bit later, but what had happened was the spacers on the wheels, the nuts had all backed off, just loosened up, and essentially the wheel just backed right off of the trailer. Caused a pretty horrific scene in my rearview mirror that the trailer bounced up in the air after it ran over the wheel, nearly flipped the trailer, almost pulled the Jeep with it actually. So there was a lot of dealing with that along the side of the road, pouring down rain, taking care of the emergency, and once I did get it off to the side of the road, there wasn't a lot of time to film just for safety reasons. Took a couple of pictures, and you know, being on I-95, cars, massive trucks whizzing by you, trying to get this trailer fixed, jacked up, get the wheel replaced. It was an issue where safety overrode the need to film anything. So luckily, a nice passerby chased my wheel down for me. So thank you if you're watching to the person that chased my wheel down, and an extra special thank you to Leo and Jessica, a couple of Rhode Islanders, a couple of fellow Overlanders who were going in the opposite direction. Happened to see the rig on the side of the road, thought that it was, you know, kind of cool, would like to see it, and then noticed that there was an issue with the trailer and that I was actually pulled over because there was something wrong with it. So they got off the next exit, turned around, came back, pulled in behind me, you know, threw the flashers on, basically gave me some cover to work and change the wheel in the rain, might you. And I was, you know, I had my yard sale out, all my tools and everything were strewn all over the place. So I cannot thank you guys enough, Leo and Jessica. Thank you very much. So that was day two. Once we got that done, made it to the campground, because the first 3 days leading into this trip was really about getting to the port of Portland to make it over into Nova Scotia. And that's really where we wanted to pick up the trip. Got to camp, broke everything down to make sure everything was sound at that point. I was a little paranoid about pulling it. So at camp that night, disassembled everything, pulled both wheels, pulled both spacers, locked everything back down, made sure everything was sound to travel again. Day three was actually the cat ferry, taking the cat ferry from Port of Maine to Yarmouth, Nova Scotia. How's it going? Good. Yep.
All right. Well, you'll give your ticket to the ladies down at the booth down there.
Ah, perfect.
Just, swing around to the booth on the fence on the far side by the water.
Okay. Perfect.
Make things easy for you.
Excellent. Thanks.
No problem.
The cat ferry, for those not familiar with it, is a dual hull catamaran, specifically designed to cross the rough Atlantic and be pretty stable, being a dual hull catamaran. Day three is pretty much represented by this guy right here. These guys were passed out along the route by the cat ferry staff. They said that this was one of the worst, roughest crossings that they had ever seen, and believe it or not, 50% of the boat was actually sick. So for 6 hours, passing out vomit bags and using them for about 200 people on the boat was just not something that you really want to experience. Oh, no, that's all right. No hurry.
Oh, yeah, I like to do it.
Thank you. Thank you. Hello.
I get to look at all your toys. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Okay, you're all set.
All right. Oh,
Oh, good.
that's all we
Yeah.
need? Okay, perfect.
One of these people right here will tell you where to line up your vehicle.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good day. that. I think I might. If it's just the antenna's the tallest point on the back, and if that's it, it'll bend. Yeah, that'll bend. That'll come all the way down to you. So what does that mean?
You can go right up to that.
Ah, okay, cool. Head on over?
Yeah, you just drive straight up the point.
Okay.
Tell you back up or go straight?
No, it cleared. The only thing's the antenna, and the antenna will bend back and forth.
Oh, all right. Good.
Yep.
All that idea. Have a good trip.
Awesome, thanks. Hello.
So they all this stuff is supposed to clear, they said?
Yeah, he put the pole up there.
Put the bulb and it was good to go?
Yep, good to
Alright,
go.
so what's gonna happen is at the end of the night, I'm gonna get all these cars out of the way, and you're gonna need to, it's gonna be hard for you to swing wide with all this.
Either that or I can 3-point turn it. I can.
You know what? If we can get you through this gap right here, we'll swing you wide through here. So I'm gonna coach you through here, alright?
Okay.
Okay, just pull up all the way. Yeah, watch it. Don't slow down a little.
He's not going to hit anything, huh?
Yeah, I mean, they told me to clear. You were coming
They measured it. It's close, but it'll
nice
clear.
and slow. Your antenna might graze it. Is that
It'll
okay?
bend. Yeah, if that's okay. Or I can take it off.
All right. Wow, you actually cleared it. That's beautiful.
Officially jealous for the first time today.
Thanks,
Nice
man.
setup, man.
Thank you. Next time, on First State Overland's Northeast Expedition, we officially kick off our journey by exploring Nova Scotia. We visit some provincial parks, we swing by Oak Island and explore all of its mysteries, and pick up a much-needed crew member to help us out in the journey.